If you can read, you can cook, you can do anything. If you can read, you can cook, you can do anything. If you can read, you can cook, you can do anything. If you can read, you can cook, you can do anything. If you can read, you can cook, you can do anything. If you can read, you can cook, you can do anything. If you can read, you can cook, you can do anything.
Welcome back to another episode of If You Can Read, You Can Cook. My name is Lewis Morgan, and today we are going to get started with something different, something that people make all the time, but I don't see it in this particular way in which I'm going to make it today. So we do the taco balls, and they typically will use beef, but I'm going to use seafood today. I'm going to use shrimp and salmon. The same variation as everyone else, with the exception, well, you can really add what you want. Of course, you can add your sour cream at the end, you can add guacamole, you can do all of that, but I'm gonna serve it with beans and rice. And for my book today, it's a little bit of a different kind of book. It's called Start Poorly by Justin Grifford. And it's a simple book, but it's packed with information. I really like this book because what this book speaks to is it speaks to an opportunity to create your legacy, and I just started my YouTube channel, but one of the things that I will say, I was terrified, and there was so many things running through my head, and it took me a while to get started, and I read this book after I started my YouTube channel, and I wish I had read it prior to, because it definitely gave me some inspiration. It gave me a little bit of a boost, if you will, and one of the things that I did like about it is the simplicity of it. So it was just a really simple book, and one of the things that, again, that rang true to me, and my wife and I had a conversation with, just start. We have to build our legacy, and this is probably one of the greatest times for people to leave a legacy on their life with social media and everything. So again, talking about just starting, just doing it, no matter how good it is, no matter how bad it is. I've never been in front of a camera before, so this is definitely not something that I would say that I was a professional at, or I was good at, or anything like that. So I just started, and again, it took a while. But Justin Grifford, one of the things, I'm gonna read one of the pages from his book, and it reads, "The only thing left to do is to start poorly. This book is an invitation to start, but not just to start. It's permission to be terrible when you start." So again, you're not gonna be good. Everything that we do, every single thing that we do, when we start doing it at first, it just wasn't perfect because you had to learn it. And no matter what we do, if we do it time and time again, what starts out difficult becomes easy. You have to kind of embrace that and just say, hey, let me go ahead and start. Let me put something on paper. If you're talking about writing a book, go and write the book. If you want to make a movie, go ahead and make the movie. If you want to run a marathon, go run that marathon. So again, go out, grab this book, Start Poorly by Justin Grifford. All right, and we're gonna get started. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the pan on, and I have some beans cooking right here. So these are just some black beans that I made, and one of the ingredients that I use is it's called the Knorr. Everything I cook, everything, it's almost like I have to put it in there. So you don't want to add this and salt, so just be aware of that. But simple with the beans, I just took some black beans out of a can, put them in. I put a bay leaf in. You can add fresh onion, you can add fresh garlic. This is just something that I do. So you're gonna add the oil. I'm gonna add all of that. I wanted to deep fry as much as possible. A deep fryer would be good, just or cooking it in a pot, that's okay as well. But if you have a deep fryer, of course, that will definitely work. That is heating up. So I got a plastic bag and 2 types of Doritos. So this is kind of a new flavor. It's called loaded taco, but it tastes just like the nacho cheese. And this is your Cool Ranch. So I'm gonna take these and just gonna put them in a bag and crush them up. Just do it just like that. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just crunch them up as best you can. And this is gonna be one of the, so we're gonna go dry, wet, dry. Have 2 eggs that I'm gonna put in a bowl. And then I'm also going to use, they use regular flour, and you can use regular flour or whatever kind of flour, whole wheat or whatever flour you want to use. I'm going to use cornstarch. I just like the light batter of the cornstarch. Not that it will, make a difference at all. I just like cornstarch when I'm putting anything. So we're going to go from the cornstarch to the egg to the Doritos. And these are just mixed up. And there are your black beans right there. Can't smell them, but they're gonna be very tasty.
Took a while to embrace these gifts. Had to find my niche, had to take that risk, had to work that whisk, had to use my wits to know that this ain't that, and that ain't this. Come on, you can read, you can cook, you can do anything. If you can read, you can cook, you can do anything. If you can read, you can cook, you can do anything. If you can read, you can cook, you can do anything. You can do anything, you can do anything, you can do anything.
And start cooking the shrimp, and we're gonna do the shrimp first. So I'm gonna put this in here like that, and then once that's done, then we're gonna add the salmon to it after that. So, and then we're gonna add the salmon after that's done, and then once we do that, then we'll be ready to mix it and to deep fry it. So just wanted that oil hot. Again, we're gonna have just the 2 eggs and the cheese. The taco seasoning, it's, you can use it, but this does add a little bit of a different flavor to it. Your shrimp and your salmon, they're usually a little bit salty, so you may wanna kind of just use half a pack of this. And I'll put that in after this cooks up a bit. All right, and those are cooking really well. So again, we're gonna put everything together, and then once we put everything together, we're gonna plate it up, and we're gonna eat it. Yeah, we're gonna eat it. Yeah, so we're just gonna stir these around a little bit until they cook up, and then we're gonna add the salmon. All right, so this is looking okay. So what we're going to do is, looks like it's cooking through. It's gonna take probably gonna take about, I would say maybe about 10 or 12 minutes to cook the shrimp. I like the shrimp well, but I definitely don't want them raw. So let's go ahead, and now we're gonna add the salmon and let that cook up. That'll cook up pretty good as well. Right now, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna add the cup of rice in, and I'm gonna add the cheese to the bowl. So I added all of the cheese, and maybe save a little bit because you don't want too much cheese in there. So we're going to now add the fish taco seasoning, and I'm just gonna add half of it. Add just half of it at first, and then see how you like it, and then you can add the rest later. But yep, I'm just gonna add half of it, and then if we need to add more, we will. And also I'm gonna add a little bit of pepper flake. Be totally optional. If you choose to do it, you can. Let's just keep that in mind, that cooking is nothing more than, again, it's nothing more than reading, and also it's about your palate. It's all preference. Yep, it's all preference as far as how you want to add it. But we're gonna put that in here. Once we mix it, we're going to do let's see. So we got 1, 2, 3, and here is the cornstarch. So we got dry, wet, dry. Just be prepared, but it does get a bit messy. So once this is done and we mix it up, gonna be good. And the oil is definitely hot right now. So let's just take this. And a lot of the water has actually cooked out. So I could essentially add the seafood to here, all of it, and it should be fine. Again, the binder is going to be the cheese. So one of the other things that some people do is they'll take it and they will put it in the freezer for a little while. I think, what they say, 20 minutes maybe? Yeah, maybe 20 minutes. Or you can take it and put it right in the fryer, and that's what we're gonna do. I've not gotten any, both ways have worked. So I'm gonna reserve some of it and then mix it and see what we have. All right, do that, and we're gonna mix it up, and I am going to mix this with my hands. It's a little hot, but still good. I'm gonna put the rest of the cheese in there. I think it's gonna need that to bind. So this is hot, so be careful. And just gonna mix it up just like that. Put it in. So again, there's the size of the ball. You can make it however big you want. I just like that size. And I'm going to put it in dry. So this is the cornstarch. Then we're gonna go here. Then we're going to go, so we're just gonna do the one hand for the wet, and then we're gonna do the one hand for the dry. All right, there's that, perfect. Then we're gonna do that. Then we're going to mix another ball. So I'm gonna do that and roll that in there. Okay, then I'm gonna drop it in the Doritos and just cover. All right, and then when we finally put it in the oil, what you'll want to do is do three or four at a time, maybe four. You can do 4 at a time. If we do 4 at a time, that way it'll give space and it'll make sure that the oil doesn't go all the way down in temperature. So all right, and so these are the taco balls, seafood taco balls before. All right, so just gonna put them right on the spoon and drop them in the oil, just like that, and then we're just gonna turn them. They're gonna cook right up, and once we are done, I'll come back and we will plate the meal, and then we will taste up. All right, be right back, guys.
Always knew I'd see a day like this. Blue skies, vanilla clouds, sun rays that gliss. Had a vision, I just pray he made it clear. That is a new look, a good book top with a chef's kiss. Took a while to embrace these gifts. Had to find my niche, had to take that risk. Had to work that whisk, had to use my wits to know that this ain't that, and that ain't this. Come on, you can read, you can cook, you can do.
All right, guys, everything is all set, and so this is the final. And as you can see, they are a golden, crispy, and they are very tasty. So the cheese is probably going to ooze out. And so I do have the sour cream. I am just going to mix that sour cream. There's again, just a Tabasco type of habanero pepper that I put in there. And just going to kind of drizzle it over, just really simple, just a little bit, kind of give it a little heat to it. And there you go. All right, so let's taste up and see what we have. And let me taste the beans first and the rice. Beans they're all like that, really creamy. Yeah, most of the time I will use yellow rice. You can use white rice, but that's really good. We are going to, ooh, that's hot. Gooey. Ooh-wee. That look good. So let's see. The sour cream on there. That habanero sour cream. You don't see people say that their food isn't good, but you probably never will hear someone say that, but this is really tasty. Really crispy. And again, if it sits overnight, just stick it back in the air fryer and it'll crisp it back up, I'm sure, but that's really tasty. So, all right, thanks for coming out, everyone, and checking out my episode. And remember, if you can read, you can cook, you can do anything. See you guys next time.
If you can read, you can cook, you can do anything. If you can read, you can cook, you can do anything. If you can read, you can cook, you can do anything. If you can read, you can cook, you can do anything. If you